Hello, and welcome to the Ugly Farm. That's what my wife and kids call it. This project was born out of frustration of life. And I don't know if you can feel me on that, but I get tired of people telling me what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. So the whole project is 10 acres. It's a farm in Texas, and I've been out here for a couple of years. I don't actually live out here. One side does have a house and well on it, but for the most part, I just use it to come out here and find peace. And the biggest project I'm working on right now is actually born out of frustration from food and my health. I've been pretty sick the last year or so with my diet and inflammation in my throat and stomach. Um, Doctors can't tell me why. I have switched. I've tried everything. I've tried everything I could think of, and I've met with multiple doctors and some non traditional doctors as well, and gotten some blood work that shows I have inflammation, but they can't figure out why. So the only thing that was recommended is that I switch to a diet, an elimination diet, to find out if it's some kind of food, and which I've done, and I've slowly built back up. But for the most part, I am on a one ingredient diet. So if it's a protein like fish, chicken, pork, beef, um, it comes directly from the animal. I'm not mixing it with any seasonings or buying it in a can form like a tuna or anything like that. So I don't eat processed. If it's fruit and vegetables, it's directly from the fruit or vegetable. It's not a canned. It's not in a syrup, and that has seemed to help. So that has prompted me to start this other project, and I thought I would take you guys along with me because, from what I understand, I am not the only one that is having these issues. It's in the news lately. There is a lot of upheaval about what the American institutes and corporations are doing with our food as far as how they're processing it, and it may not be right. So I'm taking it upon myself and hopefully for my family to build a small garden. It's 35 by 35. Let me show you. Pan over here so you can see it. I don't know how well you can see that there, but I've been working on it for a little while now, probably about a year. This whole area used to be just cactus and rocks, and I've since put up a fence. I've cleared it. I've actually ran some water lines from the well that's quite far away. I can show you some videos on that in the comments. But for the most part, I've upgraded this project to more of a higher priority based on just my health, and also spring is just about upon us. It's in Texas, we're going into February. I should be having seeds in the greenhouse by now, but I don't. But I'm working real hard to get it done. So today I'm actually trying to get the fence done, and I figured I'd take you along with me. Hope you enjoy. All right, so this is a tensile strength stretch fence. It's 4x4. That means the squares are 4 inches by 4 inches, and it is about 48 inches high. You wrap it and you come along, stretch it, or you use a pulley and you stretch it till it's real tight. And once it gets tight, you kind of secure one end. I've already done all that. The next step is to take these little clips right here and just kind of hook them up around these little poles here. And for that, I have a special tool, and all these tools are borrowed, so I really want to get this done today. It's not super hard, but you clip one in, preferably on the top, and then you take it, kind of just work it around, get you a pair of pliers, and I'm sure there's people that can do this a hell of a lot better than I can, um, but I don't care. 200 feet, excuse me, there's like a ladybug. Hey, a ladybug. You can ride right there. A ladybug right here. I'll take her along for the ride. What was I talking about? Oh, stretching the fence this way instead of panels or other fencing is because I can put mesh on here at the bottom if I have a problem with rabbits. This will hold up a lot longer than panels, and they won't fall. It may lose its tension over time, but there's a way to retighten it. So let me get through the rest of these. I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 poles to do. So let's do it. Give you a cinematic close-up of what I'm doing here. All right, I figured I'd show you what I was doing, maybe explain a little bit. So each T-post, these things, they're normally green, but I painted them black. They require these little wires on them. Normally I put one on the top. It's pretty simple. You take this little tool, which I borrowed from a buddy of mine. Thanks, Andy. You just kind of twist it around a couple times, and you get a pair of pliers, and you kind of just finish off the twisting. It's just making the metal tight, and it kind of tensions the fence to the T-post, giving it extra strength. I'm sure there's way better techniques to do this. I think people that do it on a regular basis can probably do this whole thing in about 20 minutes, but it's probably going to take me 2 hours to do whatever's left here. So that's it. Yeah, man, I've been craving some sweet potatoes. I'm hoping I can grow them down here. I really like sweet potatoes. They're good for your digestive system as well. It really slows things down and makes you less hungry. So if you want to start your diet, I started in August of 24. It is now February. February? Yeah, I think we're going into February. It's either the last day of January or the first day of February. I don't remember. But man, I'm down 40 pounds right now. And the biggest change I made was I started eating a sweet potato with my first meal. And that was kind of my elimination diet part too. I started with a sweet potato, and it's pretty benign. And I just heat it up in the microwave, about fist size. Heat it up in the microwave for about 5 minutes, and then peel the skin off. Put a little olive oil, a little bit of salt. That's pretty good. All right, man, I'm back to it. All right, so in case you're wondering what this thing is, well, most people probably know what it is, but we're down in Texas, and not many people down here know what these are, including me. I found them by a YouTuber. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. I'm sorry, but he's got a long beard. He's up north somewheres. Red head, red beard. He's got a little homestead. Anyways, he had these on his farm, and basically what they are, they're deep well. They're deep faucets made out of completely metal, and they go down into the ground, probably about 2 feet. This thing's actually 5 foot tall, and so I buried it quite deep. And at the bottom of it, it has a mechanism. When you shut this off, all the water drains out of all of this system here into the ground, and I put rocks in the bottom down there. So it'll prevent it from freezing. All I got to do is just basically turn this handle off next time we have a freeze. And we don't have freezes very often here in Texas, but when we do, they wreck everything. Let's see if I'm trying to get the water to come on. There you go. Look at that. Nice water. So, anyways, back to it. All right, so last one for this task at the farm here. I guess I thought maybe I should share a little bit about my diet. Maybe it'll help somebody. So when I first started this, I was diagnosed with something called EOE. Don't get me lying about what the first E stands for, but it's a long-term esophagitis, basically, eosinophil something esophagitis. And they said that it's basically GERD, acid reflux, but it's inflammation from what I'm eating. And they're like, "What are you eating?" I'm like, "Well, pretty much whatever I want," because I had a surgery to fix my stomach. with a device put in. Instead of, you can do it a couple different ways. They can fold the top of your stomach, or they can. Anyways, I'm getting off on a little bit of a rant here, but anyways, I had a device put in. It's like a little magnet that goes around the top, magnetic bracelet that goes to the top of my stomach, the bottom of my esophagus, and it prevents acid from coming back up. So that fixed me for a little while, and I was able to get off all medications. But then it started happening again after I was eating pizza and hamburgers and sweet tea and all kinds of shit. So there's a good high, there's a high suspicion that it is related to my diet based on what I've been doing. So they recommended a elimination diet and a diet friendly to esophagitis, and so that's what I did. And I went down to a sweet potato for about a week, and I realized that sweet potatoes were okay for me. I didn't have any upset stomach, no diarrhea, nothing like that, which was super nice because I had diarrhea almost every day. Probably a little bit too much information, but I thought it was pretty much normal. And I slowly started building things back in. At first, I just ate nice for a whole couple months, which means everything on the outside of the grocery store. So anything in the fruit, anything in the vegetable section, fruit and vegetable section, anything in the meat department, anything that was not processed, basically. And really, it's not even the outside of the store. It's mainly like the one side with the fresh side, and that's where I stayed. And I did that for a couple months. So I would eat a fruit. I kept fruit on hand, like bananas. Bananas are really good for your digestion. Every once in a while, I'd eat an orange or an apple or something like that. I also eat avocados. I love avocados. They're really good fats for you. Tomatoes, I'll eat those every once in a while. It's not really the best for acid reflux, but it doesn't seem to bother me too much. And then I also eat meats, all kind of meats and fish. And then sweet potatoes are the go-to though. And I eat them no butter, just a little bit of salt and olive oil. You get them about the size of your fist, my fist. You can heat them up in the microwave for about 4 or 5 minutes, depending on the size. The smaller one goes about 3.5 to 4 minutes. Bigger ones go about 5 minutes. You peel off the skin, put a little olive oil on it, a little salt, and then I mix ground beef up. And then if I have anything else to add, like the avocado, I throw that on top and I eat that. And that's pretty much what I eat. I thought I had allergies to eggs for a while, but I don't think I do. I know for sure I have a dairy sensitivity. I cannot touch dairy. Dairy kills me. And then what else do I have? I don't eat any kind of carbs. No, let me take that back. I eat rice, but I don't eat like bread. I don't eat any kind of bread. Really, the only rice I eat is fresh, like boiled rice, like the Japanese rice from a rice cooker. And I don't eat any sugar at all. I don't eat sweets. I don't eat cookies or candy, which is a damn shame because I love cookies. I love cookies and milk. That's probably what got me into this situation to begin with. But yeah, if you just eat regular uh, one ingredient foods from the grocery store, you can probably fix yourself pretty good. It really, really helps. Like I said, I'm down. I think this morning I weighed in about 182. I think I started somewhere around 223 in August, early September. And, I am going to the gym, a couple times a week, 3 or 4 times a week. And I work out at work as well. So I'm pretty fortunate to have that kind of gig at work. Yeah, I really can't wait to get this done here. Thinking all these little black buckets right here, thinking those are all going to be my sweet potato buckets. I'm going to start in that far corner over there, and that'll probably be my first fruits and vegetables. Squash, zucchini, okra, all that grows really good here. We grew some cabbages last year that were like this big. They were amazing. I got some pictures I can show you if I can figure out how to add them into the YouTube video. But yeah, that's the last post. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over there and stretch a bit of barbed wire. I have about 40 feet to stretch. And yeah, I think we'll be done for the day. Maybe I'll do some cleanup. I'll do some raking. I need to kind of lay this out and work on the front gate and whatnot. But we'll see. See how much time I got. All right. So the last time I done this. That sounds weird. Last time I did this, I didn't have these U-shaped nails, and so it kind of made it a pain in the ass. So basically, what you do to stretch some barbed wire, it's not real hard, is whatever pole you're going to stretch it on, and this is my way. I don't know if it's right. you wrap it around a couple times, and I'm just going to hammer a nail in to keep it taut. Tight? I sound like a special needs person right now. All right, so I messed this up. I'm gonna try and fix it. Basically, I just nailed it on the wrong wire, and these U-nails are kind of a pain in the butt to deal with. But if I can get the screwdriver kind of beneath it, I can kind of pull it out just a little bit, and I can tighten that wire up. I may have to take it all the way out. That's one thing about doing things by yourself, or stuff you're not used to doing. You're gonna mess up a lot. Man, so I just talked for like 10, 15 minutes and I didn't even realize the camera was dead. Anyway, so I finished up the fence. We're good. I went through and put that bob wire on and clipped it off. And I have a little more time today. And lucky for y'all, I can plumb a little bit. So I'm going to finish a faucet over here that I didn't finish. So it's the last one. It's a little nub here in the ground right now. Let's see. All right, so I got to dig up this ground here. I have pipe all along here, and this is the fence area that's going to be somewhat. Oh, there's crap in my pocket. Sorry. So this pipe runs east and west, or actually north and south. And the idea is I'm going to unbury this little pipe, which is the same width as this, and then it's about 24 inches down. So I'm going to do some digging here, and then I don't think this doesn't have any pipe on it, some pipe glue on it. So I need to take this off somehow and then glue it in. But let me do this real quick, and it should take me a couple minutes here, but I'll just go ahead and fast forward this. I don't think y'all want to see me just dig and talk for a minute. All right, so I had to walk like 500 yards to turn off the water. I got her all dug out. Now I'm gonna try and get these pieces off here. Like I said, I don't know if they're gonna come off. I didn't glue them, so I may have some. No, let's see. I just don't want to break this pipe. I'm probably gonna fiddle fuck with this for at least 10 minutes, probably. All right, so I got the water turned back on. I tested on the other faucet, but I'm just gonna let the air out on this one. There we go. Not bad. Man, that's probably a good 300 yards, maybe 400 from the well. It's good pressure out here. So, anyways, I can't do much more with this right now, so I'm gonna go into town, maybe pick up something like a round disc, something that'll go down in the ground a little bit and protect it. And that way I know it's there and I can just pop off that cap. And then I can get to working on this and digging some holes tomorrow. So I'm gonna clean up, maybe say a little bit here in a minute. Maybe I just talk a little bit while I'm cleaning up and explain what all these pallets are for. So yesterday I took my trailer into town, and god damn it. All right, so camera keeps falling, but I'm gonna try it again anyways. So yesterday I took my trailer into town, and on Facebook Marketplace, if you search the word free, you can find a lot of free stuff. And free pallets are actually kind of a thing. And what I was looking for was something out of cedar, and I hit the jackpot. I found somebody who a factory or a warehouse or something that actually had a bunch from installing exercise machines. Guy was actually really cool, and it's reproducible. So he said I can come back there and get them, whenever they have them, kind of thing. And I'll check base with him later. But these are all going to be how I build a miniature greenhouse, and all the boxes, because I'm going to do above ground. What are they called? Like the planter boxes. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm just tired. I'm slow. Uh, but yeah, so I think I can make enough out of this. So tomorrow I'm going to be breaking all this stuff down after I get done digging those holes, and then trying to make that planter box is my goal tomorrow. So, but yeah, I'm just going to clean up here. I didn't really have too many more thoughts on the food industry. Um, I can't believe that if this stuff is so bad for us, like all the canned foods and cereals and everything they're talking about right now, I just if it's so bad, then why are they allowing it to be sold? I feel like it's always been poison. We clearly have seen the country get fatter and die of, the mortality rate is something super crazy every year from obesity or related comorbidities. Um, Hell, I lived a long time in Japan, maybe about 6 years or so, and it was the early 2000s when I moved there. I literally saw McDonald's. Well, McDonald's was there before, but like Burger King, Krispy Kreme, a bunch of these chains came into Japan, and I literally over 6 years saw people get obese. This is a country that ate fish and rice, and some grilled foods, of course. They had actually their food is amazing. Their take on Italian food, their take on barbecue, it's fantastic if you ever get a chance. But um, I don't get why there is clear evidence that these companies and these organizations and the food they provide is clearly toxic. Maybe not in one bite, and maybe not in moderation, but when it's $1 for a hamburger or whatever it is, they have the dollar menus at all these famous burger places, or $2 or whatever it is. It's much easier to do that, but it seems cheaper up front, but in the long run, man, it costs your health. I don't think it's worth it. So, yeah, anyway, that's my 2 cents. All right, so it looks like the audio cut out towards the end of that last clip. All I was saying is have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the video. I was going to time lapse the sunset for you so you can enjoy it like I do every time I'm out here. It's the most beautiful sunset in the state of Texas, if you ask my opinion, but I may be biased. So I just got done finishing up with the farm. Little duties that I said I had some chickens, and just show you they produced this and plus about 4 more. Beautiful colors. I got some Easter eggers last year, so they're laying like green and blue eggs now, which is kind of cool. Highly recommend getting some chickens if you don't have any and you're allowed to have them in your backyard, or get them on the farm. They're super easy to maintain, really easy to take care of. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for today. Hope y'all have a great rest of your week, or great start to your week, or great day. Y'all take care.